Obioma, the boy the village rejected. Long ago, under the silent watch of the full moon, a child was born in the red-soiled village of Umuchi. His name was Obioma, meaning good heart. When others cried, he stayed silent. When others smiled, he stared into nothing. The elders whispered that the gods had given them a strange one. As he grew, Obioma spent his days beside the river, drawing shapes in the sand and humming softly. He never joined the children's games. He never looked anyone in the eyes. His parents loved him, but fear began to spread through the village. The people said the boy did not belong among them. One morning, as Obioma walked through the marketplace, the children laughed and threw pebbles at him. He did not fight back. He just kept walking, his eyes fixed on the ground. The elders gathered by the fire and muttered that he was cursed, that the gods had turned their backs on him. That night, his mother wept quietly while Obioma sat outside, staring at the moon as if talking to someone only he could hear. Then came the season of sickness. Both of Obioma's parents fell ill. The healers tried, but nothing worked. When the rains came, they were gone. The village buried them at dawn, and so Obioma, only a boy, was left with no home, no family, and no love. He slept under an old tree by the river, shivering at night. When he tried to return to the village, the people shouted and threw stones. "Go away, cursed child!" they screamed. But not everyone turned away. A young girl named Vanna, who sold firewood at the market, saw him one evening. She walked to him quietly and placed a piece of yam in his hand. "Don't mind them, Obioma," she said. "You are not cursed. You are different." Though he could not meet her gaze, Obioma smiled faintly. From that day, she brought him food and sat with him by the river as the sun set. They became friends, the lonely boy and the orphan girl. One terrible night, a scream pierced the sky. A hut had caught fire, then another. The whole village was burning. The people ran, carrying water in baskets, crying for help. The chief's little daughter was trapped inside a hut surrounded by flames. No one could reach her. The fire roared louder, red and merciless. And then they saw Obioma, standing at the edge of the square, watching silently. Obioma knelt beside the river, pressed his hands into the ground, and whispered words no one understood. The earth trembled softly. Then water burst from beneath his hands, rushing like a living river toward the fire. The villagers froze in awe as the stream wrapped around the flames, hissing and steaming. The fire died, the smoke rose, and from the ashes, the chief's daughter emerged, alive, crying, safe. The people turned to Obioma, their faces pale with shock. When the sun rose the next morning, the villagers gathered before Obioma. Even the chief knelt and said, "We called you cursed, but you were our blessing all along." Obioma smiled gently and said, "I never saw your faces, but I heard your hearts." Vanna stood beside him, proud and tearful. The villagers built him a home by the river, the same river that had saved them. Children began to visit him, listening to his quiet stories and songs. The boy they once rejected became the heart of the village, a symbol of grace, patience, and forgiveness. As the sun set over Umuchi, Obioma stood by the river, the golden light shining on his face. And from that day, the people remembered. The one you reject may hold the light that will save your world.